Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back to candle review number 2 of the day. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. If you missed it a little bit earlier, I uploaded my thoughts of a new Christmas 2023 fragrance from Homeworx. I will put that up in the cards as well as in the description box down below. But in this video, we are going to tackle a new holiday or Christmas scent for 2023 from Kringle Candle. And this is specifically Winter Woods. So I obviously have this both in the 3-wick as well as the large 2-wick size. I will put a link to Kringle Candle in the description box down below, as well as a discount code that you can use to save 15% off of your order. A lot of times that 15% off can be combined with certain sales, so that should save you a little bit more money. But this particular fragrance is available in a few different formats, and if you are newer to Kringle, I would actually maybe encourage you to start with their daylights or their wax melts. And at the time that I am filming this video, which is on Monday, and I think this video is going up on Wednesday, so hopefully the sale is still happening. But the wax melts are actually buy one, get one 50% off. So that's a pretty good sale on those. But the daylights or the wax melts are just a really great way to introduce yourself to a lot of the fragrances from Kringle. If you're at all intimidated by their fragrance notes, which I will admit are a little bit more wordy sometimes, and you just are not sure of whether you will like the scent or not, daylights are a great way to get that particular scent in a candle format. Now it's like a large tea light or like votive size essentially. So I think it's about like a 12-hour burn time on those. It's basically an opportunity to just familiarize with your fragrance, what it smells like on cold sniff, and then you have the chance to smell what it transforms into when it's lit. Now, I have had some people tell me that they wish that the daylights were stronger in terms of strength and throw, but I feel like I have to emphasize that, like, I don't think that's what the daylights are really intended for. They're super fun to like put in a powder room or something, and I think that they would adequately probably fragrance a powder room. But I never in my life expect a tea light or a votive, like a smaller candle like that, to fill my home. It's an opportunity to be able to smell the fragrance and see if you like it or not, and whether you would like to invest in a full size of that specific scent. So if you're at all unsure, I think that's a really great place to start. I do think that sometimes the descriptions that Kringle puts out can be a little bit intimidating. A lot of their fragrances a lot of times sound very conceptual or kind of fancy. And hopefully I break down the fragrances for you in a way that helps you, figure out whether you would even like that scent or not. But I do think that really daylights and wax melts are a wonderful opportunity to introduce yourself to the fragrances from a brand. And I wish more companies would have options like that available. I know that for me, I kind of, when I've been trying new candle companies this year, I've been starting with their wax melts if they have them, just to be able to smell everything and see if I even like their, concoctions. So anyway, once again, I'll put a link for Kringle in the description box down below, as well as a discount code for 15% off. And hopefully that, that helps you save a little bit of money when you are shopping for your candles. Okay. Let's get into Winter Woods. So I have been burning it both in the 3-wick as well as the large 2-wick. If you are going to ask me which one is giving me a stronger performance, I'm usually probably always going to say it's the 3-wick. Having extra wicks, also having just a larger like surface area where you can get a slightly larger wax pool is going to help to distribute more of that fragrance, right? So while I get a really good solid medium performance from their 2-wick jars, I do think that the vast majority of the 3-wicks are going to give you a little bit more oomph. So if you need a candle that is smack you in the face type levels of fragrance output, I would say probably go for the 3 wicks. But if you are a sucker for labels, I would say stick with their like traditional, these like apothecary style jars that they have. I just think they have the most beautiful labels. And while I think the labels for the 3 wicks are quite cute, I don't know, they just don't compare to like the original Kringle labels. I just think they do such a good job with those. So I especially love the label on this particular one. All right, let's read through the scent description. I will break down the actual fragrance notes, tell you what I smell, and then we'll go through strength and throw. And we'll talk kind of, you know, just overall burn quality between both the 3 wick as well as the 2 wick jar. Okay, Winter Woods, vibrant fir needles and frosted eucalyptus lend a frosty coolness to pure blonde cedar and white elm, dusted with shimmering spearmint and a warm flannel accord of soft amber musk. So the fragrance notes here are, your top notes are the spearmint, the eucalyptus, and the peppermint, so quite minty. The mid notes are frosty air-accord and apple. The base is fir, amber, cedar, and musk. So here's the thing about me. I really dislike both eucalyptus and mint, but I don't actually hate this scent. Is it my favorite from Kringle? No. Would I repurchase multiples myself? No. But this is also, it's just not my kind of fragrance, right? Like everybody has fragrances that are in their wheelhouse. And for me, anything that is fairly heavy on eucalyptus and or mint is just going to be something that will probably be a one and done for me. However, if you really like mint, if you like spearmint, if you like peppermint, if you like eucalyptus, if you like really fresh, crisp, clean, frosty type fragrances, this really does have like almost like a cold air type of vibe to it. You're gonna love this one. I'm telling you right now. The top notes of the spearmint, eucalyptus, and peppermint are absolutely the first thing that hit you, and they really are the most prominent notes here for sure. Again, that kind of cold air type vibe or that frosty air accord is very much present in here. And I actually think it's probably the eucalyptus that lends itself the most to that kind of like cool air type vibe. I think maybe mixed with like both the peppermint and the spearmint, it helps that along. But for me, eucalyptus is a very almost cooling type of scent. By the way, I don't like eucalyptus because I am a florist and I just work with it a lot. I'm just over it. It's lovely, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's disgusting. It's just something that I have smelled so much in my work life that when I walk into my home, like I don't want my home to smell like work. So that's what eucalyptus is for me. In terms of the base notes of the fir and the cedar, so those tree type notes, I do think that I pick up a little bit of fir, maybe a touch of cedar, but I just don't think that there is much focus on those in this particular scent to me. It does have kind of a little bit of a musk vibe to it, but I wouldn't consider this like a musky scent overall. I think it helps to tamp down a little bit of those mint and eucalyptus notes, which I actually appreciate. I have to say the one note that I actually don't pick up in here at all, that I kind of wish was a little bit more present for me, is the apple. I don't personally smell the apple in here at all. This smells kind of like a very spa-like, relaxing, like clearing your head, clearing your mind kind of fragrance. I would not associate these particular notes with Christmas for me. I typically don't go for these types of scents. Even peppermint isn't really my thing. but I think this is nice. I think it's very lovely. For me, this would be more of like a bathroom kind of fragrance. And I think that's actually where I will probably finish both of these candles. The labels probably won't make sense, but I could see this being like a powder room or master bathroom type fragrance for me. Like if I'm taking a bath or something, I could totally see myself lighting this year round. But it doesn't scream the holidays to me. So I'd be curious about your guys' take in terms of some of these notes and whether you think they are really kind of holiday or Christmas appropriate for you. I think if the fir and the cedar were a little bit more prominent, I guess I could get in line with thinking about this more of like a Christmas type scent, but it really doesn't smell that way to me. Now, in terms of strength and throw, if you like a nice strong scent, definitely get this in the 3-wick. I will say I've burned the 2-wick a couple of times, so you can see that I have actually, here, let me show you the wicks. So I have done 2 full burns on this one. By the way, that depression in there is just sometimes that'll happen when your soy wax is cooling down. It doesn't affect the performance of the candle at all. But I do think that even the 2-wick on this one is quite potent. So strength and throw on the 3-wick, I'm gonna put at like probably pretty close to an 8. Let's say 7.5, 8. The throw I would put at probably somewhere around a 7 for the 3-wick. Now the 2-wick isn't that far off. I think that's a solid like 7 for me in terms of strength. And I think the throw is somewhere between like a 6.5 and a 7 for the throw on the 2-wick formulation. So again, if you want a little bit more oomph from your fragrance, go for the 3-wick. I will say the 3-wicks do end up burning just a little bit faster than the 2-wicks, but I think that's kind of the trade-off that you get there because you have that extra wick, and again, you have that additional surface area. It just means that it's gonna go a little bit faster. I would say the burn time is maybe a little bit more than like your average Bath and Body Works 3-wick candle. And I can tell you it's a heck of a lot cleaner. Like the burn on the Kringle soy formulation is so good, you guys. It is my favorite by far. And if I could get every candle company to adopt this soy formula, I would be the happiest little clam that there ever was. Like, I just love this formula. But yeah, overall, super clean burn from both. No complaints there. The wicks are doing fine. I do trim my wicks between each burn, just a little bit off the top. That's plenty. And they're good to go. So good burn quality overall with pretty darn good strength and throw and a pretty decent scent for what it is. But that's just in my world, right? Like if these are the types of scents that you like, you're gonna like this a whole lot more than me. It probably won't remind you of work. So anyway, let me know if you guys have any questions at all about Kringle Winter Woods. I do have one more Kringle review to share a little bit later on today. So like I said, make sure that you are subscribed. And again, give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.